Paranormal Evidence.
Tonight, see what truly exists inside the world of the paranormal. Inside. Join the discussion and review some of the best paranormal evidence captures from a wide variety of experienced and up-and-coming investigators. See and hear what they capture, where they captured it, and how they captured it. Right now on Entity Voices
Paranormal Evidence.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. I am Chris.
I am Audra.
I am Tony.
Sherry Radman.
I am Ron Yacovetti. And I am Lourdes Gonzalez. Lourdes. Good to be here for Speakers Club of the Paranormal.
Oh
It doesn't sound like Lourdes.
Yeah, you don't have the accent. You got to get the accent in there.
You got to bow.
Do it.
So we figured
Gotta roll those R's.
the next best thing was to have a female with the Seekers Club of the Paranormal hat on.
There you go.
Even though this looks like my brainchild because I would do something like this. This is actually her idea.
Hi, y'all. It's Aaron Bush. That is Lourdes laughing at us. She's not feeling well tonight, so she's not going to be on. And that is Carrie.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Carrie.
show up.
Aaron.
Not off that one for some reason.
Now I have to do a show with a creepy doll next to me the whole time.
Do the creepy doll thing. So I hope everybody had a good week.
Yep.
We are
Monday.
We are back. Your host with the most ghosts.
We're not going to say happy Monday to everybody because I know you guys, Monday is not happy for you guys.
No, Monday.
But we made it through.
I said,
There you go.
Manic Monday.
It's nice for me. It's nice to be back. When you guys were live last week, we were driving home from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, and Lourdes had the video on the phone, but we were on the telephone with Anthony Simonelli, tonight's guest, and he had his tablet near his phone, so we got the audio coming from Queens, but we're watching the video. Well, I couldn't watch it entirely, of course, I'm driving, but we had the show. We had it on in the car, so you guys did a fantastic job. I was so proud. You know, you guys all know when you work so long doing something and you have your body of work and your evidence that you feel attached to and proud of, you know, it's not an easy thing to just hand it over and go ahead and show it. But I could not have been happier or more proud. You guys did such a good job with it. It was enjoyable to watch the show and see how good you guys are when we weren't here, just to enjoy it instead of participate. So that was very cool.
Thank you.
And when we were driving back, Tony was explaining something about one of the clips, and he said white noise. And in the car, we both heard it. A voice went, white noise, white noise. We don't know where it came from. We watched the video of the show back. It's not on the video. We don't know if it came from Anthony's end to us or our end to his. It came through the car speakers, and our audio was coming from a phone call with Anthony. The phone that showed Entity Voices show was no sound. We had the sound coming through the phone. So I don't know from where it originated, but we both heard it. It repeated you and went, white noise, white noise.
Wow. That's incredible. So if it didn't come, it had to either come through the broadcast, which I'm assuming, but you said you rewatched it and it wasn't there, right?
We did. We watched the show again because I actually wanted to watch it to enjoy it because I couldn't really stare at it when I was driving. And we went to that spot and we watched the whole show, and I did not hear it again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I rewatched the broadcast and I didn't hear it.
Do you think it was direct voice phenomena then?
That's what we were thinking. Lourdes was just telling me before that she doesn't think it was EVP because we did hear it, in fact, with our own ears.
Right.
And we both heard it. Now, Anthony didn't hear it, or at least he didn't react to it. He didn't say anything. He had his phone near his tablet. That's where we were getting the show audio from. So I don't know if that speaks to where it originated or not, but Tony said something, blah, 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 white noise. Then it goes, white noise, white noise. And we looked at each other and went, what was that?
Wow.
So for all of you watching, Ron and Lourdes do DRV so much that all they have to do is pull up and park in front of a location, and it comes across the radio.
It was unbelievable. We looked at each other. We were almost, I forget what point of the show was. We were not that far from home, and we were astounded that happened. We went, I don't know where that came from, but it repeated Tony twice.
That's very cool.
Well, it also has something to do with, I mean, the years of investigating that all of us have combined. I'm pretty sure that the spirits are pretty familiar with all of us. So, I mean,
yeah,
we often say that the more comfortable they are with you, the more they communicate. So, God, if they're not comfortable with us yet, they never will be.
Yeah, see, Michelle LeBaron, we know that happens. It was really surreal because we both heard it and we looked at each other like, you heard that? It was crazy.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was good. Awesome. It was good though. But you guys did a fantastic job with the show. We were really proud.
Well, we missed you guys. Glad you were out exploring, but
thank you.
So speaking of awesome, tonight we have the well-known. You have seen him before. You will see him again. Forget about it. Anthony Simonelli, come on in. There he is.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Look at him, the Italian guy and Sons of Anarchy kind of. Sons of Anarchy, Italians like Sons of Antipasto.
And one of the only people I've ever met that drives all the way to West Virginia from New York and brings real Italian cannolis.
Hey, I beat the boys and the girls. You know, take care of the familiar. You know,
that's right.
Nobody goes hungry. Nobody goes hungry at an investigation or any get together with Anthony Simonelli.
No, they brought cookies from Queens too. Yeah. That's Carrie.
Yeah, we had
hey, Carrie.
Cold guts.
We had fresh Italian cold guts.
Nice.
7:30 in the morning after being up all night.
Right.
And they were delicious.
That's good.
It's true.
And the flatbread too.
Yeah.
Remember I had some real Italian bread. The Simonelli bread we had.
Isn't that the one you put in the car and then you loaded all your stuff on top of it?
That's the one.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
It went from Simonelli bread to pita bread.
Flatbread, yeah. Real
flatbread, pita bread.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Flat Simonelli bread.
When we were back at the Airbnb, we were at the Airbnb right after Selma, and it was like 7 a.m. We were gonna have the sandwiches, and Anthony gets the food, and we left most of the gear in the car, and he goes to get the food, and he's like, "Oh shit, I can't find the bread," and he's taking cases out of the car, and it's underneath his cases. We're like,
it was still
maybe we should have asked where he had the cannolis.
In a cooler.
I think
we kept those in a cooler.
Well, the cannolis where Joe C sat on them all the way out. So,
nice.
So for everybody,
that's why they stayed fresh.
So everybody watching that doesn't know Anthony, and if you don't know Anthony, you haven't been watching for very long. Anthony's got 30 years of history of investigating. He is in charge of Seekers Club of the Paranormal in New York. He is one of the founders, the lead investigator advisor of Seekers Club, and he has been on Travel Channel's Paranormal Night Shift.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. If I can comment real fast, too, two things. It is all jokes aside. One of the things that's cool is that he's gotten to investigate with everybody here that is a host on this show now. And that's not by accident. He wanted to. It was important to him. It was, so that's really cool for one. And for two, he's always been for us family. One of the best people in the field, let alone in the world, you probably ever get a chance to meet. Selfless, looks out for his friends, never puts himself first. So if you want your benchmark for being a good human being before trying to be a good investigator, there's your example. So I just want to say that.
And I got to tell you guys, investigating with this gentleman at Tala, we talk about respecting the spirits and you'll get more responses. I have never seen any investigator respect spirits more than I did with Anthony when he investigated with us. It was phenomenal. Yeah, there he is. Look at that.
That's awesome.
He's in the book. It was important that he was
I'm in the book.
I mean, you guys.
That's not the first book I've been in.
Yeah.
You know,
Just your
a
example.
couple books with numbers under my neck. I'm in too. You know.
Yeah. Just to give you an example of what kind of investigator Anthony is, man. When we were in Lily's room at Tala, you know, Lily's the girl that we talked about last week that was born and raised and unfortunately passed away at the age of 11 or 12 in Trans-Allegheny. Anthony actually got on the floor and was trying to get her to talk, and she didn't want to talk. It wasn't Anthony. That's just the way that she responds most of the time to people she doesn't know. But man, he got right down on the floor with her, and he was talking to her like a father or a grandpa would, and it was just fantastic to see. It was phenomenal. So.
You should see me try to get off the floor.
We didn't record that.
We didn't record that. We didn't record us helping her up off the floor either.
And I had to roll over and try to find something to pull myself. It was that should have been investigated. How I got off the floor.
That's funny.
No, I can tell you right now, the people you're sitting here looking at right now, minus Lourdes, unfortunately she's not here, but even if she was here, this is Parafam right here. This is a perfect example of these people sitting right here. I consider all these people my closest friends and great investigators, and I just this is my fam right here. So
We agree.
Yeah.
My friend just text a woman I know, Laura Petrie. I knew her for God knows how long. She's on now tonight too. I just seen her on it. She just posted.
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. There goes Laura. Yeah.
All right, Anthony. So most of your evidence is from Tala. I wonder when you were there.
I don't know. Let's get this in here somehow.
So do you want to start with the one that was most recent from Stanley? There it is. You even got the shirt.
I got the shirt. Yeah. I go to places. I got to buy a shirt to show I was there. You know, so just to help you, when you go to those places, they sell shirts, they sell all kinds of stuff because it helps them keep those places going. So I always try to, spread the money around, even though I don't have it, but I try spreading somewhere. So
there's Aaron saying hi to you, Anthony.
Yep.
So what do you want to do? You want to do Shanley first and then go out of your Tala, or which one do you want to start with?
I mean, the Shanley's the most recent one. We went to Shanley on Friday. Ron Lourdes, Sam, Chris stopped by, Chris Cesare, Kelly. We had and Scotty, the psychic, and April. We had a bunch of people there, and it was me, Ron, and Lourdes always the last ones to crash. So it was maybe about 4 a.m. So I go up to my room. And Ron and Lourdes is staying on the other side of the building. I go to my room, and I hear an alarm go off. So I get up. I'm walking around the building with my camera. Because you're in a haunted hotel, you want to have a camera with you just in case something happens. That's who I am. And I walked around, and I seen it was one of the sensor pads going off, and I was trying to get the owner. I was trying to get a bunch of people to help me shut this off. Nobody was up. So I was there like thinking to myself, what am I going to do? I said, it's 4 a.m. I have to drive back to Queens from upstate. So I'm going to go to bed. So I go to bed. When I came home, I did my reviews, and on the in the Shanley, when I was asking myself those questions, something came up on the EVP. So that's what you got right now. So if you want to play that.
Let's listen.
That was the body cam? That was the body cam?
No, that was the regular. I have those little black cameras, the night vision cameras.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I just picked that up. I could pick that up and walk around with it. It's easy, and I could put it in the pocket. So yeah. That's the voice of experience for people watching too, by the way, because the alarm at the place could be triggered. We don't know if it's anything that's wrong going on. Something dangerous, perhaps. And Anthony goes out with a camera because that's what you do when you're seasoned. You go out with a camera.
Place could be on fire, and he's catching EVPs. Here we go. So for everybody watching, remember StreamYard. I haven't listened to him on StreamYard yet. Sometimes StreamYard lowers them down a little bit in the volume, so crank it up so you can hear these things because these are pretty cool. All right, here we go.
Oh yeah.
Let's do that again.
Yeah, one more time.
Huh.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good capture.
It's a great
The
capture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, the place was owned by the gangsters and everything. And when they're doing something wrong and an alarm goes off, what do? They go reach for the wire cutters to cut the wires to shut the alarms off. So that's how I got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta cut the wire to get that alarm to shut off so the cops don't show up. You don't want them to show up.
Yeah. So
And
that's why I'm assuming that it's got to relate to something at the hotel.
So
That's how I felt it.
4:00 in the morning, nobody's awake, and you can tell that wasn't Anthony because if you didn't notice, he's got a little bit of an accent. And that EVP didn't have an accent. So.
I don't have the accent. You guys got the accent. I'm from New York.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that storyline is completely in sync with the history of the location for sure. There was Irish mob there. There were hitmen that stayed there, right? The brothel, speakeasy, the whole nine. There's a lot of CD, probably not even documented history at the Shanley. One of the coolest places, bar none, that we've ever been. We go there often. Kelly's a fantastic person who owns it, and yeah, so that was pretty relevant, I think, to the location. He was creeping outside.
That's definitely a location Audra and I want to hit when we finally make it up there to you guys.
April just said I was outside her room. Yeah. April, I was sneaking around outside your room at nighttime. Sorry. You know. That's why I need the wire cutters to cut my way into your room. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome. So every piece of evidence that Anthony's got going forward is from our investigation at Tala, and I'm going to start with the picture. So you want to give him a premise of what happened with this picture?
Yeah, we were in Dean's room. There was a group of us in there, and you ended up walking out, and then I ended up leaving, and the group still stayed in there. As I walk out of the room, I could have sworn I seen standing out. I thought I seen a doppelganger of you, Chris, outside the room. But then I said, Chris, where are you? And then you said you were in another hallway. So I go to that hallway, and you start saying there's something on the end of the hallway running back and forth. So I throw my video camera there, and I start going back and forth and stuff. And I just stopped, and you know, the camera's going back and forth. And when I do the review, I just started, you know, I go very slow and I see if I can pick out something. And I picked out this one thing that seems to be next to us or right before us. Yeah. So you want to show them.
So this one's pretty phenomenal, guys. This one, I could have sworn I saw like an 1800s orderly going back and forth from room to room. And then when Anthony showed me this, it gave me chicken skin because if you look at the shape.
Oh, wow.
It almost looks like he has an orderly type uniform on if you look at it close.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I put the yellow lines on there. That wasn't, you know, that's not part of the paranormal stuff.
That's how haunted Tala is. The yellow lines actually go, hey, fucker, look.
Yeah.
It's evidence from an Italian. It's mustard.
Yeah. So if you look, you can see a head, you can see shoulders, you can see the arm.
Yeah.
And this wasn't far down the hall from us. This must have been maybe 8 to 10 feet in front of us. This actually was.
And this is
we
actually
didn't see it by eyes. We didn't see it with our eyes. So what I got is what I picked up.
Yeah, and
the arm.
Go ahead, Ron.
I was going to say the arm on, if you're looking at the picture, the way if everybody's seen the same way, to the right side of the screen, that's really one of the things that's kind of distinct. It almost looks like the hand is hanging down like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm not sure. I'm not sure I see the uniform, but what I see is that arm that you're seeing dangling in the light.
Yes.
The shoulder comes up, and then the head looks like it's looking down.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
crazy.
That's
what I see.
So this is Tala, guys, and this is almost in the exact spot where I told you guys that I saw the 3 shadow figures. This is the exact same hallway, exact same spot. So this is amazing that Anthony caught it again, even though it was a different investigation at a different
time of year.
Different time of year. Different year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a year later, yeah.
Yeah. See that picture there also. The reason I stopped on that when I was videoing is doing the review is because of the arm. That's what really brought me to that attention. Then I stopped it and I took pictures of it, and that's I figured share it with you guys and see, because you did see something walking back and forth, Chris. That's I thought that was awesome. So
yeah,
that is very cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
That arm.
That arm.
That arm.
You know that arm.
The arm.
Snap!
I mean, it could have been. It could have been impatient too, because maybe the arm was deformed too. Maybe that's why it's shaped like that. It could have been impatient. So,
which is a very good point. Anthony brings up a good point, because that was right across the hall from where they had the steel door cells, and some of the cells, those guys were so whacked out and crazy, and well, it's an insane asylum. But they were so violent that to this day, there are dents on the interior side of the doors where these guys would beat with their fists and leave dents in 1/4-inch steel doors.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's like prison doors. Yeah, you can see the dents in them. Chris was showing us. It was like, holy cow. Yeah. These guys were really out of it. To bang those doors and scratch them and everything else. So those were from the inside was damaged.
Wow.
So that's awesome.
So imagine somebody pounding on a door and leaving a 1/2-inch to 1 inch deep dent with their fist on a 1/4-inch steel door. They had to have broken bones, had deformed arms from it, and stuff like that. So yeah,
that's possible. Then right there.
All right, Anthony. Tala cough, first floor.
Which one?
Tala cough, first floor. Oh, I shouldn't say Tala. Cough, first floor.
Oh, the cough. Oh, yeah. I was in that area. I think it was Ward W. Whatever. I couldn't. I wasn't sure what ward it was, but when you guys know the place better than me.
Which floor?
It was on the first floor. When we first went out the door to the right, it was like dark. And as you go down that hallway, there's another little corridor that goes down to another long hallway. And it was right in that area.
Okay. So this is closer to the 1800 section, yeah.
Yeah. That's where I spend at least an hour by myself doing videos. So you're going to see a lot of stuff from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it.
Play it one more time.
Right.
There was actually one before it too. There was 2.
Yeah.
Right as you're turning the camera, there was one, and then right as you focused on it, there was another one.
Yeah. And that's weird because I was the only one in that hallway. There was nobody else around at all. So when I found that, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can tell from the video, because so when the hallways, you go down a hallway like this, and then there's a little bitty man door that goes to the next hallway that's just massive. And if somebody's in this hallway when Anthony's in this hallway, you can hear them. There's an echo. So yeah, if anybody else would have been in there, you would have heard them. Definitely.
Yeah. I would have picked them up on the camera. Because I was panning that whole time. I'm panning back and forth with my camera and going into a lot of the evidence you're going to have now. It's from that area because I was like, I couldn't believe the stuff that was going on just in that little area.
What were we gonna say, Tom?
Yeah.
I was just going to ask if you could play it one more time, because I hear what sounds like a higher pitched voice, like sneezing, like a chew.
Yeah.
Can you play it one more time?
Yeah, we'll play again. Here he goes. You're right. There's a sneeze and then 2 coughs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like a female voice saying "achoo," but shorter, not that drawn out. Just "achoo." Yeah.
So, and I gotta go back and do the rest on that.
Yeah.
Good.
And to validate that a little bit, Audra and I have both seen. I have seen in that section a female nurse, and Audra has seen a female younger patient, which would match that sneeze. So yeah, that's nice.
That's interesting.
COVID ghost.
Check it out.
They weren't vaccinated.
COVID ghosts, I just see. Yeah. I hope not. I was alone with them for a while.
Well, hey, a couple of the people that were there came back and tested positive. Luckily, the rest of us didn't. But
yeah.
Wow. All right. First, treat room 522. The treatment room 522.
Yeah. Did you? Is that the first one? Because I got 2 for that one. I got a hit.
Yeah, I got the REM pod one, and then I got the other one.
Yeah, I got hit 1 and hit 2. Yeah.
Okay.
2 separate cameras.
So let me do this one first, and then I'll do the REM pod. All right, here we go.
Oh! Wow, what hit me? Something was just thrown at me. That's cool. Who did that? Who did that? Come on, you can tell me your name. I'm not mad.
See a flashing.
Wow. That was cool. And I love your reaction. That was cool.
Yeah.
So calm, so like.
So I want to. There's another one that was the body cam that I'll show next before the REM pod. But give us the premise of that one. What you felt. Nobody was down there.
Right.
So go ahead and tell us about that one, Anthony.
Yeah. Well, the body. When I walked into that room, something hit me. Later on, somebody found the penny on the floor by next to me, but I didn't see anything at the time of getting hit. And the body, the first one was my regular camera that I was holding up here. Okay. The second one, I have the body cam on my chest, and it looks like something. You could see something coming up, and right after that, you hear me go, "Whoa," and then coming back down. So I'm assuming something that might have hit me, whatever was on the body cam. So yeah, you can check that out and see. You know.
One more time.
Yeah, because that's great. I had 2 cameras going at the same time. I had the body cam and the body cam picked up something, which I thought was pretty cool.
So one of our viewers wants to see that video again, and then we'll go to the body cam. So let me play that one again.
Okay.
Oh! Wow, what hit me? Something was just thrown at me. That's cool. Who did that? Who did that? Come on, you can tell me your name. I'm not mad.
I love it.
That is so awesome.
That was great.
That is experience in the field if I've ever seen it. Hey, I was just assaulted. A projectile came right at me. Kind of cool. Who was that? It was awesome.
Tell me your name so I can write it down so I get this when I get it on camera. That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you go in those rooms. I got the camera, and all I got is that 2-inch freaking monitor. Everything else is pitch black. If I walk to right or my left, I can't see nothing. Everything's totally black except for that little screen that I have. So, I mean, something hits you in the dark.
Yeah.
You know, what are you going to do? You know, you're going to react.
But it was good that you documented it too. You actually described exactly what happened, because for the camera, whether you see it or not, you still needed to document what you were reacting to. You documented immediately in the moment. I thought that was really cool.
Because that's why I went up to the ceiling and I went down, because I think sometimes you go in places, there's paint chips on the ceiling and they fall off, and that's what's hitting you. So I was trying to debunk it right away. That's why I looked up. If you see the camera going panning up and go, whoa, and I'm looking around to see if there's something there that could have fell or something else, you know, that was part of it. But
right before you reacted to that, I thought I heard something, but the next video, you can almost see it on the camera, because this is so now Anthony's got a body cam on his chest. So let's go ahead and show that. I don't want to burn through this too much, so we're going to talk a little bit more, because we're going to cut it short. We don't want to do that, not with Anthony.
Yeah. We're talking about other things, you know, bada bing, bada boom.
Yeah. All right, watch this video. He actually caught something.
Whoa! Wow, what hit me?
Oh, yeah.
Play that one again.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah.
Whoa! Wow, what hit me?
What's the thing that whooshes by and you can even hear it?
Yeah. Want to play it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Yeah.
Whoa! Wow, what hit me?
It has a sound too, like
right. And I'm gonna point something out. When you see that thing cross, it almost maybe looks like a trail of a stick.
But that's what I thought, a stick. But it's got that same sound too. But man, that thing was moving.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, people go, because then you see Anthony's hand comes up with the camera, and people go, well, maybe that was just Anthony moving across the camera. But if you watch his hand in the second part, I'll play it again. It doesn't match the figure that comes in and hits him.
Yeah,
it's a completely different.
With the flashlight is different.
So pay really close attention. I'll play it again.
Whoa! Wow, what hit me?
Wow. You can almost see it bounce off. You see it come in and then you see it go down.
Right.
Wow.
And you know what's odd is that the trajectory of the movement of whatever that thing was on the angle it was going, it never entered the frame of the other camera when we watched the other camera in that same moment. And this is what I love when somebody's been doing this for a while and they learn how to vet their evidence. He had two cameras rolling. Something happened in a moment and it's not on both of them. That's bizarre.
Yeah.
There's nothing swooshes through. You don't hear that noise in the other footage we just watched. In that camera, you have something down and up that goes past there, and it never entered the frame of the other camera.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah. That's why I figured, you know, because as you can see my hand come up too, I did throw on a flashlight because because there were bats running about place too, but in that area I didn't see any, so
yeah,
I thought I might get hit by a bat or something, but there wasn't.
Yeah, a couple of other guests in the chat audience said that it kind of looked like a wing. So I kind of thought that too. And I thought, well, could it have been a fast moving bat?
It's a giant mosquito.
Giant mosquito. A really fast mosquito on meth.
Yeah. Huge.
Chris, can I ask for? I'm going to ask for a favor if I can, because Kelly Sawyer Hammerling, who's the owner of the Shanley, who we all love, she's joined the show now, and so she may not realize that Anthony got something from this past weekend that he shared on the beginning of the show. So if we could show the Shanley clip again in the beginning, and then go back to the Tala stuff, if that's okay.
Yeah. Kelly, you want
to send this to Kelly. I was going to send it to Kelly, but yeah, play it.
All right, so Kelly, this one's for you. We'll play it again.
Tell her the story real fast, though, what was going on. It was when the alarm was going off at like 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, she knows that the alarm was going off because I was trying to and then I called Ron and Lourdes, and they gave me the original owner's text message from the original owner, and he's no longer with us. So I texted Deadman for help. Maybe he's the one who asked for the wire cutters. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
All right, Kelly.
But yeah, this is. Go ahead, Kel.
That's quick. You have to do
that. Quick. We'll do it again. Here you go, Kelly. Wow, that is a good one.
That is. That's
very
soft, but it's clear.
Yeah.
Yep. Kelly, this is when I told you the alarms are going off. I was outside Tracy's door. I was knocking on her door, trying to get her and trying to get somebody to shut off the alarms. And, I was walking around with the camera, and that's what I got. Then I went to bed. Sorry. But that's... I had to drive home. Sorry. So that's the alarm. You can hear the alarm actually beeping in the background during that clip. That little beep, 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 beep.
Right.
That was the alarm. The alarm pad.
Right. You just put wire cutters, and Kelly, what we were talking about before you chimed in is Anthony pointed out the fact that back in the old days when the gangster was there, Ron did, somebody did,
Anthony did.
That if the alarm would have been going off, they would have looked for something to cut the wire so the cops wouldn't have showed up in case they discovered what they were doing. So it fits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I got that. As a matter of fact, I was going to send that to her too, which I had to send me the information. So that'll be in her possession soon.
She just replied, maybe the gangsters. Yep, that's exactly what we were thinking. Yep.
That's what we thought. Yeah, it fits that.
Yep, sure does.
That's so cool.
She said it makes perfect sense. Here we go.
And and again, I know what wire cutters are because retired electrician.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You know what? And it fits the time frame too, because back then you cut the wires. That's the only alarm sound. Right. The one in the house. Today, it's going off in 3 other locations being monitored 24/7. But back then, you cut the wire, your alarm stops. So from a time perspective, that fits.
And
that's a great point. Great point.
That's a great point. And matter of fact, the reason that alarms were invented is so neighbors could hear the alarm going off and phone or find a way to get to the authorities.
Right.
To make sure somebody responded and got there. To where nowadays, like Tony's pointing out, it's connected to Wi-Fi. The security company then notifies, PD, and then they notify the fire department, whatever alarm's going on. Now the signals are dignified. You can tell if it's a fire. You can tell. I mean, like our Montgomery house has an alarm system in it to protect it because it's so old, and it'll tell you if it's a window, it's a door. It'll tell you if it's the smoke alarm going off. It'll tell you if there's a fire going off. It'll tell you what room of the house it's in. Back then, it didn't. It just was really loud, so somebody called the cops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Tony made a very good point.
Yeah, that's a great point. We always talk about tying the history into evidence being irrelevant or pertinent to and corroborating different things. And that was like the white elephant in the room. Tony nailed it. I agree 100%. That totally gives it more credibility. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Very good point.
So,
So
Tony, you're a genius.
We've only got 3 left, but I don't want to
when
end
I
the
heard
show.
the answer, I'm thinking, okay, well, that wouldn't have done any good. And then I wait, no, back then, yeah, it would have, because that's the only alarm being sounded. There is no secondary, third connection to it. It's just the alarm sound. So cutting the wire from that time perspective, I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, and to give a little more credence to what Tony was stating, back then with the alarms too, they had a lot of power surges, and Anthony can vouch for this. The older electricity, they'd have a lot of power surges, so sometimes the alarms would go off accidentally, and if they went off really fast, the neighbors would go, it was just another power surge. It was the continual alarm going on and off and on and on and on for a certain amount of time when they started going, hang on, something's wrong. But those power surges, if somebody thought it was just a power surge because they cut the wires really quick, then they wouldn't have called.
Yeah.
Good point.
So yeah, I mean, that's what because the history of the house and the wire cutters and alarms going off, some of those guys were not nice guys, and they might have went to a bank or whatever. Hey,
just a few.
Just a few, yeah.
Just a couple. Yeah. So, yeah. But that night was interesting, really. So I had a good time. I still got to do more reviews on that night. So that'd be future stuff.
I see a future guest spot for Mr. Simonelli again on EVPE.
Anytime.
That's right. All right. Tell us about the REM pod. Tell us about the REM pod on the first floor, Anthony.
I thought this was funny. More or less, it's I put a REM pod out and I put my camera on it, and I put my camera on a tripod and I took another camera walking around and stuff. So every time I had the REM pod on, when I turned away from the REM pod, it would go off. So I kept on telling it to shut itself. I said, shut it off. You're going to hear how I responded to it. But every time I tell it to shut off, it shut off. Then I said, I'm turning away. As I turned away, things started going off again. And I said, whoa. You'll see what I said. But I thought it was interesting. I didn't think it was a little more than coincidental. I was in the same area, right outside the room where I just got hit. And that area, they told me that, matter of fact, the area I was in, if you see in that clip, there's a door on the side, like a little prison type door. Well, the nurses used to sit in there, and they used to sit in there and give treats out to the prisoners. So that area is where they used to have smokes or gum or candy, and that's where they used to give treats to good prisoners in that area. So I thought something was playing with me, and so I was playing back. So
okay.
I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah.
And to add a little precedence to that too, is this area had absolutely no electricity.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There's no live wires in this area at all. I've actually tested it out a couple times with I actually carry a wire tester in my paranormal kit just to check. So when we get EMF responses, we can see if there's any electrical in there. But no, this area has none. So here we go.
You can stop that now. Please stop that. Thank you. Thank you. No more. Come on. I'm not looking. Stop. Thank you. I'm looking at you now.
That is hilarious.
Stop.
That's awesome.
Just stop. So I want to point out something.
And he did stop for the rest of the night. That was awesome.
So I want to point out something that Ron keeps pointing out about Anthony being seasoned. He actually makes a note on the camera which way he's facing, so he's getting the REM pods going off when he's looking away from it. He's in there by himself. You hear a lot of people tagging and a lot of people saying stuff when you're in groups. Anthony's in there by himself. He's been doing this for so long, and he's so experienced at investigating that he's actually tagging himself alone in evidence that he's going to review by himself, which validates, collaborates, justifies evidence, showing it as paranormal. That is phenomenal.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's documentation the way it's supposed to be done. That's that's if we want this field to have some kind of respectability for collecting data and not just going out there and having fun with our toys, you have to do stuff like that. You have to have things locked down and understand the scenario within which you caught something. That was a masterful example of having awareness of the surroundings and, like Chris said, documenting his own every move.
Right. Agreed.
I felt that, you know, if maybe a kid was playing or something, a child, and because this area, they gave treats out. They gave candy to kids. They gave cigarettes to the older, I guess, or whoever wanted a cigarette back then. But I figured there was a kid, maybe he's seen a thing, he started making it play, and so I'm playing with him. That's how I feel. It's like you try to see or try to, if there's a certain type of spirit there, you're trying to, you know, relate to that one type of spirit. If it's a child or a person or somebody that's handicapped, you know, it's something that you should relate to, and you just got to think. They were human at one time. How would you how would you when like a child comes to you, how would you react to that child? You're not going to be all rough and you're like, hey, how you doing? Or somebody that has some kind of handicap, you're not going to be rough with them. You're going to be a little more gentle. You know, a woman, even a man, you just want to relate to them. And that's how you get the best evidence. You know, you go in positive and you try to get the best evidence. So
true.
That's how I do it.
That's a great example of how the word empath, which so many people use, is a shorter version of the word empathy, which is something that he exercises with people, and he exercises it when he does stuff like that. That's a great way to express that, because that's true. You're trying to resonate with the spirit. You're trying to identify with what you think you're communicating with, and that can only bolster. The worst thing that can happen is nothing, but it won't hurt you. Exactly. It won't hurt what you're trying to do.
And I'm going to play it again for two reasons. One, so everybody can see an example of Anthony's in there by himself. He could be instigating. He could be provoking. He's in there by himself. Nobody can see what he's doing. So this is a man that's a man of his word. This is how I investigate. He actually shows it on this video. The other reason I want to show it is just for shits and giggles, because it makes Cherie laugh at the same time. So we're going to play it again so you can see the style of investigation. So when Anthony says, I respect the ghosts, I treat them how I would treat them in normal life, this is a perfect example. He's all by himself. So you can tell that his integrity's there. This is what I love about Anthony. So let's play that again.
You can stop that now. Please stop that. Thank you. Thank you. No more. Come on. I'm not looking. Stop. Thank you. I'm looking at you now.
I miss Anthony.
I like that. Nope.
Stop.
Hang on, I'm going to play that again. There looks like there's a mist on the left side of the screen. I just caught it. Hang on,
can I point out real fast? You can tell he's having fun.
Oh yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah, he's having a blast.
You have fun. That's what it's all about.
That's
So,
true.
let's watch that again. You guys tell me if you see the same thing I see on the left-hand side of the screen.
You can stop that now. Please stop that. Thank you. Thank you. No more. Come on. I'm not looking. Stop. Thank you. I'm looking at you now.
It's a flash.
Disregard it. Was this
Are
flash?
you walking?
I think it's
Yeah,
on
on that screen there. Yeah, because I also had a third camera now, because I had my body camera on, I had this camera on the tripod, and I took a third camera out, and I think that was the IR, the infrared light going by, and it lights it up because that's what it does. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't anything.
Yeah, I caught it on that one. I was like, oh crap, never mind.
Debunked.
Debunk. Boom. Big stamp across the screen.
All right, Anthony. Hey, real quick before we go on, at 9:57, UNX Network is going to go on to their next audio program, but we will continue on live on Facebook and YouTube, and we will finish out with Mr. Simonelli and make sure we show his last couple clips and maybe talk to him a little bit more, and maybe Cherie will laugh and giggle some more for us.
I like when Cherie laughs.
Yeah.
That little giggle.
All right. First floor loud bang body cam. Is that it?
Oh yeah, that was a very quick clip.
Okay. So
I didn't
question.
see it.
You didn't play it.
Oh,
I didn't play it. So question for you, Anthony. Before. Damn, that was quick. The quick
Very
question
quick.
for you.
Did you hear it?
Did you catch?
because I
the
was
bang?
reading the comments.
Mhm.
Sorry, not paying attention.
So that whole night that we were investigating with Anthony and he was off by himself, he had the body cam on and he had another camera in his hand, and there were times he had a third camera in his other hand. Did you catch this on any of the other cameras or just on the body cam?
I caught this on. Yeah, I caught on both cameras, the body
Okay.
cam and the regular camera. I did
Okay, so
catch it on both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And before you play it, Chris, I will be sending Cherie over to you guys for 2 weeks so you can teach her to be aware of what's going on in her environment.
The situational awareness camp in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Send her up.
Yeah.
I want to add to this clip,
So I can sleep.
Chris. on this clip, I send you the body cam clip. I didn't put it. You're going to see before you hear the bang. I'm going to come into a room. I'm going to say, door. As I'm walking away, you hear a door, and somebody. It's like a disembodied voice that says it. And I caught it on my cameras, but on my other camera, my other clip, I put door on it. On this one, I didn't. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can listen. After you're going to hear a door. So
okay. So listen close, guys. Here we go.
A cell. Is that a cell? Not some sort of door. Okay. Something wanting to touch with me? What was that?
Wow.
Play one more time.
Yeah, can you
I
play
don't
that
know
one?
if you heard a door on this one.
Yeah, good. I'll play it. Here we go.
A cell. Is that a cell? Not some sort of door. Okay. Something wanting to touch with me? What was that?
Yeah, right in the beginning, right after you say a door.
So
It's very light,
subtle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was paying attention to his breathing because at certain points he was breathing heavy just to make sure that wasn't what it is. But I don't think it's his breath. When you hear, I don't hear a door, but I hear door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The door.
Right at the beginning. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
That was cool.
On my other clip or from the other camera, you can hear a door. I wasn't sure if you could hear it on this one, but I guess you do.
Very faintly.
Yeah, you can.
And that loud bang, I have no idea what that was.
You know what?
It was
That's not uncommon. So when I do my initial review, I go through everything and just pick out the Class A's, and then I do a second review where I start, enhancing the Class B's that I have. But on my Class A's, there's a ton of doors banging and furniture moving, and I just don't. I don't put it into a. I used to put it into it when I was new, but I don't put that into a clip to show because it's just. I mean, there's no way to validate it. But even though that nobody's in there, there's no way to validate it. So I don't usually put it. But you were there, so you could validate that one. So.
Yeah, and the way the sound, I mean, it doesn't even sound like a door. It sounds like somebody throwing a brick or a rock or stone, something heavy. Something very heavy that was like, boom.
Yeah. So
that's right before I got hit too.
Yeah, that was so that was back in the office, the doctor's offices back by the 1800 section.
No, this is a section right before I got hit in that other section.
Oh, okay, so the section in between. Yeah.
Yeah, that little doorway in between. What happened was Connie, she told me she was coming out of that area, and I was coming down the hallway, and they told me they seen something in that door peeking out at them.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I came in, I looked, and I really thought it was a cell first because of the door, but it's a riser. You can see there's pipes that going up and down in it. Right. Later on, I noticed it. But I was walking by there, the door, I'm looking, and I didn't see nothing. I kept on walking, and that's when I saw a door and everything. And then I heard that big boom. So I know I didn't loosen nothing or hit anything to make that happen.
Right.
Well,
you would have had to kick it pretty hard to make that loud of a noise. So.
Yeah, something that hard to make that noise, it would have hurt my foot.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it would have hurt, so that was a pretty loud noise. And, that's just like before something was thrown at me in that same area. So.
Okay.
I'm glad that big thing wasn't thrown at me.
All right, we got one more clip. And there's a reason I saved this clip, because if you guys pay really close attention to this clip, there is this gorgeous, super hot blonde in this one.
Go on.
Yeah. You just
I know.
Wait and see.
I was wearing my blonde wig that night. I'm sorry.
I didn't say she had a goatee.
Spandex and a tank top. I don't know. Everybody liked it. I thought it was cool.
So this clip went from me saying there's a hot blonde in it to now Audra's going to kick my ass after the show's over going, oh, so now I look like Anthony with a blonde wig on?
Oh, no.
Thanks, Anthony.
I didn't mean that. You don't want to look like me, believe me. You don't look nothing like me. Ron's going to look like me another 15 years. Ron's definitely going to look like me 15 years, but you don't look like me.
15 days. I'm going for 15 days.
15 days? Yeah.
He is the side piece, though. He is.
He's the side piece? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony is the strange. All right. All right. This one's called No Out. Here we go. You want to give a background on it, Anthony?
No.
All right. Who are you guys watching?
We were walking. Yeah, this is where the offices were, that area. And we were walking, and we were doing different areas, and we went past this one area. And remember, Audrey, remember you heard it was like, you want to feed me or something like that? They would like try and get you in a room.
Yeah.
It was this is where it was a big kitchen area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a big kitchen area, and was like, and Audrey said, like, you want to feed us? You feed us? Okay. So we walk in there. I'm asking for soup and all different things.
Yeah.
And Audrey goes on the side and she starts doing EVPs. Chris runs in the dark room in the back by himself. I don't know what he's doing back there by himself, but but yeah. So we're standing there and we all heard disembodied voice say something, and because we all make a comment about it. So
here we go.
Out.
Was that you?
No, that was
Yeah, you see my flashlight in the back room? Let's play that again.
Right? Out.
Was that you?
No, that was
Wow.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's there.
That's good.
So we all heard that. Well, I don't know if we heard exactly what it said, but we heard voices saying something.
Yeah.
The area was really good. I got something hit me. I had a lot of personal experiences too. When we went into the violent women section.
Yep.
something grabbed my arm that it got so cold, and you could see the hair sticking up, and and I got like goosebumps. I made everybody touch my arm. I loved it. To see how cold it was, and that was the only spot on my arm. Okay, I have my tattoo of Betty Boop, and in the men's area, they would like somebody was touching that. So I was getting a lot of personal experience. Then when we left Dean's room and we got the picture of the guy in the hallway, what we shown earlier, remember we went upstairs and Carrie and the group was up there. They were doing the SE's experiment. And as I was walking up the stairs, I get into the area and it felt like something was choking me.
Yeah.
And I could not breathe. And I put my camera down and I went back into the hallway and I was gagging up a storm. I was gagging for a couple of minutes there. And then I forgot who, somebody came over and you had to give me water because I couldn't breathe.
Wow.
What I think what happened there was, I'm just going to give, my theory, whatever. Right before that, we just came from Dean's room and I told Dean he could touch me. Okay. I said, Dean, you're here. You want to touch my hand or something like that? I'm allowing you to touch me, And then I figured we went upstairs and there's supposed to be a creeper on that floor. And Chris thinks it might be Dean. So Dean is probably up there trying to scare people away. But I have a feeling that Dean, since I told Dean he could, touch me and stuff, and because I don't know if you know the story of Dean. Dean was a handicapped man that was put in a cell with two crazy guys, and they tied a bed sheet around his neck, and they kept on pulling him up till he passed out, and then they brought him down. Chris, he told me it was 17 times.
Yeah, 17.
Chris told me the story 17 times. Then for shits and giggles, they put his head underneath underneath one of the metal bed legs, and they jumped on the bed till the freaking thing went to his head. They killed the guy. Yeah. They tortured this man. Those two guys should be in hell right now. But I have a feeling that when I went up there, maybe he was doing that to me to, because to show me or something what was happening to him, being choked. So I'm just saying it might be Dean. It could be Dean. It could be anything else. But they were doing the SE section. Dean's name came up and a bunch of different things. Carrie said that she got something with thirsty, and then they gave me water right afterwards. Where I was choked. So some of the stuff that was coming up was related to some of the stuff that I was experienced at that moment.
Yeah, and to validate Anthony's story, at that moment they were doing the SD session. They were getting a lot of responses that related to Anthony choking. And then I went over to make sure Anthony was okay. And as soon as I realized Anthony was okay, I saw the creeper. So the creeper is a shadow figure that crawls up the walls across the ceiling. And it's very common in the area. It's been caught on Ghost Adventures. It's been caught on Ghost Hunters. Portals to Hell's been in there. Mm-hmm. What's the other one? Nick Groth and Katrina
the 72-hour
did the lockdown in there, and they caught an actual video of the creeper crawling across the ceiling, a shadow figure. And I actually saw it, and I started chasing it right after that point. So there was a lot happening on that floor when Anthony started choking. So personal experiences are hard to validate sometimes when you don't catch it on camera, but when you have 5 different people in the same area and everything starts clicking at one time, it is a phenomenal experience. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, we also got while you were down the end of the hall and they were doing the experiment still, we were getting like a really bad smell of, I don't know if it was decay or something. And it was like moving from one section to the next. It was like never in one spot long enough. Yeah. Like it was moving from one room to the next. And because everybody made a comment, "Ooh, what's that smell?" And then it would disappear. And the next person across the hall would smell it. So it was like a smell that was rotating around the room. And everybody had a comment because everybody had a whiff of it. And it stunk.
Right.
Well,
the creeper is known as, it's always been a negative thing. And when we first went up there, our first experience on the fourth floor, I actually had an ice cold hand grab a hold of me, and I got pissed. That pisses me off because it sends a jolt of electricity through me. And I said, don't friggin' touch me. You're not allowed to touch me. For the rest of the night, the creeper ran from me. Multiple occasions when we were on that fourth floor. So when you just said that it was all over the place, when he says that, we were chasing it. And Audra was getting K2 hits. We were getting the one thing we never got, and the reason I thought it was Dean is the one thing we never got was an EVP.
Right.
And Dean was mute.
Mm-hmm.
And Dean,
wow.
Yeah, Dean had when he was down in his room when he got murdered by the two guys, he was a 28-year-old man, but he had the mental capacity of about a 5-6-year-old. But he also had violent, dark outbursts where he would assault nurses and stuff like that. So my theory is that's where he goes. His dark side goes to the fourth floor
His
to keep
alter ego.
His alter ego.
Mm-hmm.
But when you connect the experiences that everybody had that night with Dean, it just all adds up. We have no proof. It's all theory, but it all adds up. It was pretty cool experience.
Yeah.
The
Well, Dean's room is right where he was murdered. The room is right below from where you go straight up into the third floor where the creeper is.
Yeah.
So it might be some kind of portal that he could go through from floor to floor. And another thing I brought up too is like, when they did pull him to the ceiling to hang him, maybe that's him coming, going through the ceiling or whatever, to come upward, to go upward to, come to the second floor. And to be a creeper, maybe he's a creeper to scare anybody that might want to hurt him.
Yep.
Because he was tortured his last hours of his life. So, yeah, that was very interesting.
From personal experience, the minute the creeper grabbed a hold of Chris and Chris got pissed, the thing didn't stay near me all night long. We were chasing it. It was an interesting experience. Tala's definitely a place you want to investigate. It's an interesting experience.
It is.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah. I was with a bunch of awesome people. I mean, we hung out and we had a great time. Everybody, Carrie invited us. Carrie and I think it was Connie. They invited us, and that was awesome.
It was.
I mean,
what the best part
all the
about the
people
whole
there.
investigation was? The best part about the whole investigation is we investigated with Teresa and Anthony for probably 2.5-3 hours. So the first time we actually got to meet Anthony, we actually got to do about 3 hours worth of investigating with him, and that was phenomenal.
That's very cool.
Yeah, you and I have a lot of similar tactics when we go in and we do the, I've seen a lot of stuff that you do, Chris, and you and Audra do is stuff that I believe in and I do also. So we have a lot of similar stuff that we believe how to actually investigate, because there's too many people out there that don't know how to investigate, and they're causing more problems than it is. We want to get research. We want to help. Help others, and even the spirits. Maybe they could find where they're supposed to be. But there's too many things going on right now. But I think it's that place is awesome. It really was. And the best part about it was we were doing an investigation during a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
It was fantastic. All right, shameless plug time, Anthony. What you got coming up?
Yeah.
What do I have coming up?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go to bed about another hour or so.
Lies. Lies.
Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff with Ron with his book signing and stuff. I'm going to be at the museum this weekend with him on a Friday. Then we have Para Unity. I'm going to be at the VIP party and with Ron and Lourdes at that too. Gettysburg. We're going to be at Gettysburg. We're going to be at Gettysburg.
Yay.
Have some beers and cigars. It's awesome. Gettysburg. And then, like I said, there's a couple of things coming up. I'm going to probably be hanging out with Ron and Lourdes pretty much. I am going to try to get another thing at the Chrysler Mansion. I got some people that want to do stuff at the Chrysler Mansion. So, up to, I think, November we got some stuff going. But,
Nice.
That's
That's
awesome.
it.
So for everybody
You
watching,
know?
Anthony will answer any question anybody has about anything, and this man is just a book full of knowledge when it comes to investigating. Where can they find you at, Anthony?
Where can they find me at? I'm on Facebook, Instagram. They could email me at Tony Wolf, TonyWolfs 4 @gmail.com. They could, they have questions about things. I'm more than helpful to. I try to help, people with stuff, especially with equipment and everything. Yeah. I'm not going to feed everybody cannolis and Italian bread with cold cuts. I can't afford that. I'm telling you right now.
You're off the schedule.
I might be able to buy you a hot dog, but that's about it right now.
As long as it's done Italian brat, we're good.
Yeah, that's right.
I love that he had good video evidence to share tonight, because as everybody knows, if you heard Lourdes and I talk on many occasions on the show, we have a specificity with audio and direct radio voice. When we go to investigate anywhere out in the field, and there's any reason whatsoever that we can have video, which is pretty much all the time, that's our guy. He's our video guy. That's who we bring in for cameras and for shooting the entire thing. He's our video guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the guy that knows a guy that has a guy. You know what I'm saying?
42 cameras may or may not have fallen off a truck. They landed in the back.
I
know. You got to get them somewhere,
That's right. None of those cameras can be traced back to Anthony, but they work well during an investigation.
Yeah, then they go back to the shop. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we had a great time that weekend. The one thing was, we went, me, Joe C., and a couple of us went to, we were looking for food. So we go to Giovanni's. So we go Giovanni's. We're thinking, hey, some Italian food. Let's see, So we got to this place, and there's not really much Italian food there at all. And they're selling pizzas as round pizzas and rectangle pizza. What the hell's a rectangle pizza? Stop saying, come on. Rectangle pizza. Round pizza. What the hell? But, it's like, but, then when we left, we got ourselves some, what do you call it? Barbecue. That's good. Go to West Virginia, get barbecue.
That's right.
Don't get pizza.
So for everybody watching, I tried to explain to Anthony when we met at the hotel before the investigation, if you go to Weston, West Virginia, you want to look for barbecue. You don't want to look for Mexican food. You don't go to South Dakota looking for Mexican food.
No.
And you don't go to Weston, West Virginia looking for Italian food. Not when you're from Queens. It just doesn't work.
Hey, the diners close at 8:00. What the hell?
Oh yeah.
8:00. Oh, you kidding? That's how most of the places open up over here. 10:00. It's like 8:00.
All right, guys. I want to reach out to everybody. I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching. Everett, Amy, Katie Holte is always here religiously, even when Steve doesn't show up.
Yeah, and she always has really nice things to say, and we love her. She's brilliant. She's good. We love her.
Yes, we do.
Of course, Lourdes wasn't on the show, but she was definitely watching from bed.
She still participated.
Of course, Carrie Hopper. Loki.
That's creepy, Ron.
Aaron,
Amy Edwards. Erin Bush is phenomenal. We met her a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
Who else do we got up here? We
want
to thank Kelly. There. Yeah, we had Scott Riddick for a while. We want to thank Kelly, the owner of the Shanley, for stopping in. That was fantastic.
And one of these days, if Kelly's still watching, I should say.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What the hell?
I get that all the time, Chris. Don't feel bad.
That's what I get for calling Anthony in a wig.
I think it's opposite, Joe.
The beautiful blonde's going out on her own now.
That's right. Yeah. So we want to thank everybody for stopping by every week, like you always do. Like we always say, if it wasn't for you guys, we'd probably still be doing this, but we'd be lonely and just talking to ourselves.
That's right.
So
wait, before you end, I want to know if this comment is aimed at me.
Oh, that's probably in reference to Cherie's post the other day about Tony using a vacuum for the first time.
That's exactly what
I have to post that one. It's so funny. It's like
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
And then turned it off right away. I'm like, no, that's not the way how you vacuum the floor.
It was wet. I couldn't vacuum.
It is when you're cleaning up a spot this big because you spilled and you don't want to get in trouble. That's how it works. But I want to thank everybody for stopping by. We will be here again next week, same time, same channel.
Yes.
Same ghosts. Well, no, not the same ghosts. Hopefully different ghosts. We don't want to always show the same ones, then you guys will get bored. But we will definitely have you back. And if you want to go on an investigation with Seekers of the Paranormal, you'll get Italian deli meats at 5 a.m. in the morning. You'll get great Danishes from Queens, New York. You'll get the most awesome cannolis. But the only way you're going to get those, if you stay haunted. All right. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you give me a name? What's your name?